Aloha, this is Lorna Takehara Strand, Chair of Oahu Democrats, and I'm with Matt Weyer, who is running for City Council District 2. Aloha, Matt.
Aloha, Lorna. Thanks for having me.
Great. Tell us where you were born and your childhood ohana.
Definitely. So I grew up in Waikele during my teenage years, but prior to that, I was initially born in Texas. Then my mom married my stepdad, and so we moved around quite a bit because he was in the Army for 30 years, moving across the continent and also internationally. And then I graduated from Midpac and then also went to UH Manoa for college. I have a younger sister who I'm very, very proud of. She's finishing up nursing school right now, so super excited about that. I'm making all A's so far, so I'm staying on her about that.
And where do you call home now and your adult life ohana?
Yeah, so I'm back in Waikele. I did, like I said, I went to UH for grad school, public administration, went there for law school, also did the environmental law, native Hawaiian law certificates. And then I'm back in Waikele right now, and that's where I live.
Great. Please tell us about someone who is your personal hero who inspires to keep you moving forward every day.
Yeah, well, that's a great question. For me, it would definitely be my mom. Like I'd mentioned, she married my stepdad when I was younger. Prior to that, growing up until I was in elementary school, she was a single mom working as a dental assistant. She worked super hard for her family. She, started community college, but ended up having to drop out to just really take care of me. And for that, I'm super appreciative. And she really instilled in me that passion, appreciation for hard work, dedication to family. And because of that, when I look and see what our families here are struggling with in terms of working super hard, but still finding it so difficult to afford a home or just the cost of living, I mean, it speaks to me and it resonates with me. And that's really something I want to work on.
What have been some defining moments in your life that helped to define you as a Democrat?
Well, that's a great question. I think there's so many thoughts that come to mind. But I definitely would say that being a Democrat has really given me a greater appreciation for Hawaii, both where we've come from, but also where we're going. Living in Waipahu, being on the Waipahu neighborhood board for 3 terms, and being a younger guy. I mean, older every day, getting more gray hairs every day. But, I don't necessarily wasn't able to see all of that history. But you still see, the remnants of it in the community, from plantation from the smokestack in Waipahu up to Wailua to Kahuku. And we're lucky to have, a lot of that generational knowledge on our board in our community. And just seeing how, particularly the labor movement, really came together for working families to really shift not just the conversation, but the entire direction of our community. That just excites me. And as I learned about that and saw that and continue to see the work that so many members of our party are doing right now or still doing today, it really makes me excited about what we can accomplish together and as a community as a whole.
What does serving the people mean to you?
Serving the people to me means first listening, right? We live in such a diverse community. District 2 is such a large district. And I do think while we have a lot of commonalities, a lot of issues that are affecting all of our local families, I think the government really needs to stop and listen and have those conversations at the ground level. And then from there, we can move into what we need to do, whether it be policy work, whether it be, budget, whether it be just connecting folks, connecting all the different people in the state and the city at the federal level. I think we need to kind of get out of those silos and really work to be more effective for our community as a whole.
Why do you believe you're the right Democrat for the job of city councilman from District 2?
Yeah, that question comes up. And for me, I mean, I think we all have to recognize that anyone that's going to run for office has to care about their community and wants to serve their community. And so it's less about others, but more about why I'm running and what I want to accomplish. I know that having served and worked in all 3 branches of city government, as a domestic violence prosecutor, then as a policy advisor at the city council, and then right now as a city planner, working on connecting our families that are homeless to services and also increasing affordable housing on Oahu. I know that what I want to bring to the table is that skill set, So as we listen, like I said, as I listen to the community, identify what they want to see, can then bring that back to the council, work collaboratively with my colleagues, and then really accomplish, I think, what our community deserves.
If you win and can accomplish a couple of things in office, what would they be?
Oh, it's a great question. I think for me, solving our housing crisis and solving homelessness would be two things that I would want to accomplish. I think climate change is the issue of our lifetime, but I think our housing crisis is really the crisis of our generation, and I think we all see it. We all know people that are moving away, young people that are moving away because they can't find the jobs that they need, local families that are moving away because they just can't afford to live here. And it affects our kupuna too, who are losing their children to the continent, right? They don't get to see their grandkids grow up. Their property taxes going up because the cost of their home, their appraised value of their home is going up. And so I think to tackle that, by implementing a lot of really straightforward things at the city level, we can really provide a better pathway for our community. And that includes looking at DPP and how we can speed up the permitting process, maximizing heightened density in the urban core so we can still protect those special places that we have, ensuring that that we're making housing that's actually affordable that families can afford. And then in terms of homelessness, I think it goes along with that, right? We want to have units for families to get into, but we also need to create more individualized responses, right? Including support services like mental health, substance abuse treatment, job training, all these things that can help uplift those local families, get them into stable housing, and really, I think uplift all of us, right? Because I think we all benefit when our entire community is benefiting.
Mahalo. And I think that if anyone wants to help you with your campaign, they can reach you at mattweyer.com.
Definitely, mattweyer.com. Email me at mattweyer.com. That's wire like Meyer, but with the W.
Okay. Aloha, mahalo.
Aloha. Thanks so much, Lorna.